On today's Viva Goth Vegas, we're going to do something a little different because I'm not in Vegas. I did a show in Ogden, Utah last night, and shout out to Joker's Gone Wild for having me on the show. It was a great show. Utah crowds are always phenomenal. And so I figured, let's see what there is to do at Salt Lake on a Sunday morning. There's not much to do. Everything's closed, like everything is closed. Bars, restaurants, Burger King's closed. Everything's closed in Salt Lake. Everywhere you see are closed signs. So I figured out what to do. It came to me like a vision. One of my favorite movies is Carnival of Souls. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. I'll put a link here so you can see it. It's not really scary. It's more creepy, like a proto-David Lynch movie. This is a movie that came out in the 60s and was rediscovered in the 80s. And the big climax is when the zombies come to life and they go to the Ballroom, which is the Great Saltair Ballroom, and there it is. We're going to go in and see where the protagonist of Carnival of Souls dance with the zombies, and I'll tell you more about the movie, more about this place. Good thing I left my semi-truck at home. Come on. Here's the story as I know it, and I tried to verify this on Wikipedia. But Herc Harvey was a filmmaker in the Midwest. He was doing films, not even documentary films, but films like that workplaces use, like training films and things like that. And he wanted to make a feature film, and he had some money to make a feature film. And the story goes that he drove by, and I just did this drive so I can see where he was going, this place, and pulled over to see what it was. And what it was the Saltair Pavilion, which apparently back in the 20s and 30s and 40s was a concert venue, just very popular, and at that time in the 60s when he came by was abandoned. Now they're using it as a concert venue again. As you can see, times have changed. No weapons, no lighters, no smoking in the venues, no markers or pen, no outside food or drink, and they reserve the right to refuse entry to anybody. And there's no re-entry. So he saw this place and he thought, it's really creepy, let's do it for the movie. And he wrote this movie around it, which is Carnival of Souls, where a young lady gets in a car accident, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but she keeps getting drawn to this place. She gets a job as an organist, and every time she drives by, she sees zombies that draw her in, and at the end of the movie, she dances with the zombies, and she dances with the zombies here. And I'm going to try to go inside. Let's see what happens. Well, I didn't tell you, since this is the 21st century, there is a gift shop, so somebody is making money off this place. But as we're walking by, you can see the Middle Eastern stylings here. It's pretty cool. Kind of cracked, but still pretty cool. Very, very Aladdin, very, I was going to say mosque-like, I suppose it is. So, let's see. Still trying to get in. So these guys are trying to sneak in too, so I'm gonna try to slip in here with you guys, see what you guys are doing. This is all locked over here? Wow. See what's going on with this door. No. Watch, I turn the corner and these two disappeared. They didn't have this in the 1940s or the 1960s, the fire lane. So you can see the Utah scenery is terrific, beautiful. Uh-oh, somebody got in, I think. Let's try this door. No. The reason I'm trying to get in is this is the ballroom where the protagonist of Carnival of Souls dances with all of the dead souls. So I'm trying to get in and see if I can dance with some dead souls. You know how I like women in pasty white makeup or women that look like they're dead. Of course, it doesn't say closed on Sunday, but this is Utah. I guess I should have assumed it. Well, I'm going to try to get in a little later, but let me go over here because I think this used to be water. Maybe it's water at certain times of the year, but it's just salt on earth. Let's go over here. Okay, so this is like the beach, and the water's over here. Okay, I got it. I say beach, but it's all full of salt. It's salt on top of sand. So here we are. I've been to Salt Lake City many a time, but I've never actually been to the Salt Lake. There it is. This is where the zombies pop out of the water. The reason I bring this up is that these were the first zombies that had that classic zombie look with the white makeup and the blacked out eyes and the weird, like, basically the proto-goth look. And this is before, this predates Night of the Living Dead by about 7 years, and it predates everything. It predates Marilyn Manson by 30 years, and predates Robert Smith by 20 years. So this is a movie that it was, like I say, it's not that scary, but it's creepy. And the zombies come out of the water, and the weird thing about that is they actually filmed it in reverse, so everybody's going into the water. So that when they reversed the film, it was even more creepy and more off-putting. So that's another example of why this film works. It's beautiful here, and people are out going in the water. And it's weird because I thought the water was closer to the pavilion, but I don't know if it's a tide thing or a global warming thing, or I'm not sure, because obviously the water goes out. There's salt on the sand. It goes all the way out here, so I'm not really sure, but it's definitely pretty here. What happened with Carnival of Souls, it was filmed in 1962 or 63 and was released. It took a while to get distribution, and when it was distributed, it was on the double bill at the drive-in. If you don't know what that is, Google it. But it didn't do really well. I just kind of disappeared without a trace. Got shown on television once or twice, here and there, on the late night horror shows. If you don't know what those are, look those up. And in the late 80s, 89 I believe, they remastered it, put it on home video, and put it back in theaters, and it became a big hit. And that's how I discovered it on home video. I remember hearing about the re-release. And one day I checked out the video, and like I say, it's not a scary movie, but it's a creepy movie. And it's very influential in horror movies and the goth look in general. And it's hard to see Night of the Living Dead or David Lynch movies without it. And I can see why this location drew Herc Harvey, and I can see probably why other filmmakers have filmed there. It's there's definitely a vibe here. There's an ethereal look about the place. I've never seen anything quite like it. And so I'm back on the road again. I'm going to get back to Vegas and do what I do best, and I will see you there. If you like what you saw, if you want me to explore places like this in Las Vegas, you want to see more of this, definitely shout out in the comments, and definitely subscribe. Always something cool going on. So thank you. That's not my underwear. I don't know whose underwear it is, or how it got there, or what transpired. I really don't want to know, but please, if you have any theories, put those in the comments.